Yeah.
Yeah, that's the shit. I think that's what you do on like big album. It feels like it's the moment. You might as well punch it in the face.
Yeah.
Or like give them a warning. Got a phone ringing somewhere. That'd be my phone.
My teeth look good?
Yeah, they look really good.
Like straight?
Like very white and like straight. Yeah.
Thanks. I've been brushing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Brushing
Floss?
twice a day, actually.
Flossing too?
Yeah, and flossing.
Twice a
but,
day. That's not a flex.
I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. All right. Sometimes I don't brush twice a day. This is sort of more of a new development.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the night brush is hard, especially like if it's cold and sad outside.
Oh really?
Just, like,
For
stay in
me,
bed.
it's the morning brush that I do.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You're a
like-
morning brusher?
I love to take care of teeth. It's like it makes me like it helps me with my whole life, honestly. Did I talk about this last time? I feel like I always talk about my teeth.
I
No,
don't think so,
think
no.
so.
But
Well, I'll
yeah.
give a TMI. I don't think you have to cut this out either. It's sort of gross though. I'm probably not gonna have anyone wanting to kiss me, but
Having your mouth like bleeding while everyone's having a good time and you're like having a crazy thing. It sounds like such a stretch to connect it to the album, but like listening to it reminded me of moments where I'm having like some crazy wackiness going on and maybe like my outside isn't matching with my wackiness. Is that relatable?
oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I have so many health issues. And I look so normal and not like I have a million health issues. So it makes me feel sort of crazy because I'm 20 and I don't look ill, but I have chronic pain and I have bleeding gums and a lot of other really fucked up things going on in my body and my brain. And it makes me feel sort of crazy and invalidated sometimes because people don't believe that I could be dealing with all these things. And during the recording of the album when we were in London, we got really fucking sick.
Yeah.
We both got like an upper respiratory infection and then COVID on top of that. And we were like coughing. I was coughing up blood for a bit. For about 2 weeks.
Having nosebleeds, and then the nosebleeds
That lasts like over 2 hours.
Maybe like an hour and a half or something, and I'd be sitting over the toilet. It wouldn't stop bleeding.
He'd be like completely sheet white.
It's a curse. It sounds like a curse.
It was
It was the
terrible.
darkest point of my life so far.
Yeah, we had a friend over.
Yeah.
Like we were like feeling really, really ill, and like I just like went to the toilet, and I was like there for an hour, just like sitting, waiting for the blood to stop. Eventually, we had to tell her to
to
go
kick her out.
home. Yeah, we had to be
You're
like,
like, this isn't gonna stop till 4 a.m, so you
Yeah.
need to leave.
So it was so late, and we were so sick, and like my nose wouldn't stop bleeding, and yeah, so like I ended up having just like bloody phlegm because the blood would go back into my throat.
Oh
and,
no.
like,
Yeah, it was brutal, and yeah, it was just so hell because I have insomnia, and like a lot of that
Yeah.
plays into my pain, and
Yeah.
we shared like a one room together
Yeah.
in London, and when we had COVID, all of our joints were really inflamed and fucked
Like
up.
terrible
So we
joint
would just
pain.
be like moving around every 5 seconds in bed, couldn't sleep, would wake up coughing and wheezing. Half the songs were recorded when we had COVID and didn't realize we had COVID.
Oh, yeah.
So you can hear that on like Goon and Waltz. Yeah, that was brutal. I could barely catch my breath, and I
Yeah.
had such a bad brain fog.
Yeah, the brain fog's intense.
Yeah. That I couldn't even remember what I was supposed to be singing, and
Yeah.
Catherine, our producer, kept having to stop me and be like, "You need to do this part. Remember, this is a melody," and I kept
Yeah.
forgetting the melody.
Dude.
It was wild.
Oh my god, that's the most hardcore fucking curse.
So we were sick, and also it was like the dead of winter in London, so it was freezing outside. We'd go in
Yeah.
the studio, it's dark out. We'd get out of the studio, it's dark out. We were never outside when there was sunlight.
sad.
And there's like one window in the kitchen area of the studio.
Yeah.
And so
Or it's like a skylight,
yeah,
even.
it's a skylight,
Yeah.
like a small skylight.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then people just got really like homebody kind of because it was dead of winter.
Yeah.
So like we didn't really get to do anything on the weekends because we didn't know anybody.
man,
Nobody wanted to
dude.
go out or hang out.
We
or
did
whatever.
some
Jesus
stuff. It was just tough. People are just way more introverted
Yeah.
in general there. So, yeah, I just
At least at the time they were.
yeah, I mean in winter time, and it was sort of
Yeah.
COVID
Yeah.
still, so people were just very, very much more inward. We met some really cool people, but it was just hard to meet up with them, and yeah, I don't know. We went to some pubs and some shows.
Yeah.
It was cool.
This reminds me of so much music stuff where it's like there's such a disconnect of how things sound. When you tell people you were in London for 3 months recording, it's like they think of you guys as like hanging out with like sick young Brits and like partying and like doing like ketamine and stuff.
Yeah, that's literally
like,
what it sounds like.
You're just bleeding. These people were bleeding the whole time.
We were bleeding out.
Do you guys get nervous in a studio? I guess by the end you're probably comfy, but like, do you feel some sort of like scariness when you walk into a studio?
I feel a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I'm super anxious socially, and music for me is a very personal thing. Offsha's the only person I've ever written with. So I get very self-conscious being vulnerable in front of people. If I haven't fully written out the lyrics or the melody, it feels really hard for me to improvise on the spot in front of people and to be creative if I'm not by myself. Because I think, music just comes from a very personal place. I mean, for most people it does, but I just have a really hard time opening up when there's other people around, especially people that I really, really respect their craft. Like, very established producers or musicians, I get really nervous and a lot of stage fright. But we had worked with this producer before and the engineer before twice, or we worked with the producer twice before and the engineer before last time we were in London. So we were pretty close to them, so I felt a little less pressure. But it was our debut album, so this was our big moment that we've been waiting for.
I love going into the studio. I don't know. I feel like that's the one activity in my life that I enjoy fully. There's no downside for me or something. I'm very much a studio person. Live, I'm still trying to figure out and make myself really like it. But and going in the studio and writing and putting together songs is my favorite thing to do. I feel like I stepped into the role very smoothly just because I'd been doing it for a long time too.
Yeah, you eat it up.
Yeah.
You and Catherine will just sit there for 8 hours barely eating anything or moving. And just arguing about what creative decision is the better one and restructuring songs.
That's really fun. That's super fun. I have a similar thing. I think I do better in the studio than in the live thing. What you said all remind me of some shit. I feel like with the vulnerable thing, I feel like perhaps your lyrics are even extra vulnerable. It must be even more terrifying. Is it is there any sort of trick or anything you could do, or is it just you have to suffer feeling vulnerable?
I think I like how intense and vulnerable our music is, and I think you can't really avoid that. You can't really sacrifice any of that vulnerability to be, I don't know, I think I could make the lyrics more generic, or I don't know, I just go through so many revising periods with lyrics, and just a lot of it always feels really stupid to me. I'm deeply insecure with the writing sometimes, so I have to sit with it for a bit before I show anyone, because then I'll get too shy and be too self-critical before I've even given it a chance to sort of exist. So for me, it's just been sort of pretending to myself that I'm really awesome and really good at everything. And I just lie to myself, and I'm like, yes, I'm the best musician ever. I'm so good at writing and I'm awesome. And I just have to tell myself that 20 times a day in the studio to make sure I'm able to do things and function. And also, I guess Offsha and Catherine and everyone in the studio really hypes me up, and honestly has really boosted my confidence a lot. But yeah, it's still really scary. I can't fully get over it.
You suffer vulnerable fear?
Vulnerable fear?
When you sing.
Yeah. When I sing, that's something I'm really insecure about, and I think it's something that with music, I think with playing instruments and stuff like that, you can practice and get better. Everybody can get better, and it sounds a specific way, but I think the voice is one of the few things where if you don't have a good tone, if you don't have it, it's just you don't have it. And it's you can practice it, but this is your voice, this is what you got. And that is so nerve-wracking to me. I have to really trust myself that or I have to convince myself that I think my voice is good.
I just try to convince myself that I'm like playing bass when I'm singing. So it's just like, it's not anything special. It's not anything super deep. It's the same thing as like touching a piano or something.
Whoa.
I don't have to get in my head. And same with everything. I'm playing a show. I'm like singing and like going like this very awkwardly. I'm like, I'm just playing a bass. It doesn't mean anything. It's not important.
That's so
That's a really
interesting.
good way to think about it. Yeah, I feel like that would help me.
You ever pretend that it's not your band? That's my other trick. I pretend I'm doing somebody else's thing. So I'm like, this doesn't represent me. This is that guy's thing. And it has nothing to do with me. That's what I tell myself the whole time.
No, I'm so the opposite. This is everything. This is better than, I don't know, for me, I'm always like, the art that I make is better than the person I am, or it's more important than me. It's bigger than me. Not even to put my art specifically, I'm just saying art in general, I feel like is better and more important than people and individuals.
Sure, yeah.
And if anything I can contribute to that, I don't know, I just feel like, I feel like I'm nothing, but the art that I make is something, and it has some value to the world. And I don't know, that makes me care way more.
Yeah.
And
It's also it's helpful, like just with daily feelings and daily mental health, to have some reason to get out of yourself and to lose your ego a little bit. And music is a really good way to do that, because it's like you can completely separate it from yourself, even though it is so close to you when you make it.
Or you can be the exact opposite.
Right.
And just let it fuel your ego.
Yeah, which seems to happen a lot, right?
Yeah, that's the more common thing, I think, is that fueling people's ego. They think that they're amazing because their art is good.
Yeah, for me, I feel like my art, and I feel like a lot of other artists have related to this, it's just something, this sounds really corny, I'm sorry, but it's just the universe speaking through artists. Like, it is not exactly me or anything, it's just a way of getting out some kind of emotion that needs to be expressed, or some idea. Osh is making a funny face.
It might be the sun. It might be the sun in his face.
I just
He's like,
he's like,
it's
you're so
sticking out his
dumb.
tongue.
And I feel like once it's been released and once it's out there, it's not exactly mine anymore.
Yeah.
Because people's interpretations are bigger than my original intent with it a lot of the time.
Oh, can I talk about one of my interpretations of the thing?
Yeah.
Like spooky friends is what I was thinking.
Yeah, spooky friends. That's what we were
That's
thinking
awesome.
too. No, I don't know. I don't exactly know what we were thinking.
Jaded friends.
What about spookiness in general? Because I feel like I learned something about spookiness from listening to this. Does that word in your head when you guys are making music?
Honestly,
Creepy?
yeah, creepy.
Okay,
I like
yeah.
things that make me feel really uncomfortable, and I like
Okay.
art that makes me feel really uncomfortable. I think some of the songs definitely have this underlying prickly, creepy feeling. Especially It's is one of our creepiest tracks, I think, with the building, and the lyrics really disturb me sometimes when I think about the imagery in them.
You have a big smile on your face if anybody can't see what's happening.
I take things really, I'm very sensitive, and I think over the past year, Afsh and I both have lived through many intense experiences, and I really internalize those things and especially associate them with really negative bodily sensations and visual imagery in my head. And so I think it's just easiest to convey really negative emotions with other imagery that I see when I think of those things that have happened.
I think
That makes
the
sense.
world is filled with dissonance, and I don't know, music that has no dissonance is nice, but
It's boring.
It can be. It has its own place in a calming kind of way to help people. Every type of music has its own purpose. But I don't know. I think if you're trying to capture, or with what we want to capture, it's a lot more what's going on around us and what happened within this epoch of time in our lives. And there's so much dissonance, and as we've gotten older, there's so much more increased dissonance,
Really?
internally mental dissonance. And
Yeah, that's the word. I was trying to think of how to describe the music. I think dissonance is the shit to say. That's cool.
Yeah.
that was my parents' number one complaint about my music, is that it's always too dissonant.
Too dissonant?
Whenever I show them anything that I wrote, they're like, you really like dissonant things, don't you?
Wow.
Like that's how you know somebody doesn't like something is that they ask you about something that is clear in the music.
They're like, you really like this,
Yeah,
don't
you like that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, it seems like you kind of like that kind of stuff. And it's like, yeah, okay, so you observe something because they're trying to get around the point of having an opinion on it.
Yeah.
Just like,
This happened in this
saying
song.
Yeah,
something,
they're essentially saying this happened.
That's a song. That song is 4 minutes long. There is such a sweet guitar moment. Oh my God! It's called "It Is Something." Or
It's.
I can't. I'm so.
It is
I,
easy for me.
Yeah, it is easy
the
for
last
me.
song.
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah,
So
thanks.
nice. That's like that hits my spot. That hits a very similar like George moment. You know, like that's whatever that is like totally gets to me. That's the shit. Also,
Yeah.
can I mention a bonus track or no?
Yeah, you can mention it.
Bonus track I think is fucking sick.
Really, which one?
Is there 2 bonus tracks?
There's 2.
Oh shit! Maybe I
Well,
only
I
heard one of them.
think the first one is the real bonus track.
I
that
Love to
you're
Lie?
talking about.
That
Yeah.
I loved. I totally love that thing. That's like what like, I'm curious. Why doesn't it make it onto the album?
The tone and the just like the whole color of the song is
Okay, yeah.
very different. It's more of like a connecting point for potentially what we're going to do in the future.
Oh,
just
interesting, okay.
Because we usually include electronics a lot more
Uh-huh.
in the music, but this record is very like
Much more organic.
guitar,
yeah.
drums, bass.
Yeah.
Still like synth in every song, but much more textural rather than
Yeah, I
like,
noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. That one's gonna come out probably a year from now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I also think it's cool that that's the title track, and we're not putting out the title track until
Oh,
like
yeah.
I don't know,
Oh,
probably
yeah.
8 months later or something.
So I was gonna ask about that. So you already kind of see the next one. I feel like people are always so. By the time something comes out, they're already so on to the next one. Like you're already getting excited about the next release.
I'm getting excited about.
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I feel very. Right after I finished it, I felt like I had a good sense of what I wanted to do next. But as time has progressed, I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do that.
I think this tour is going to make things more clear for us. Like I think having to sit with these songs and play them every day,
Yeah.
and just have these new experiences and everything, I think I'll be a lot more clear in what I want to do after this tour.
I have tour questions. Is it fun to talk about tour? Is it stressful?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No, I
fun.
love talking about it.
When do you leave?
In a week,
So the album comes out on Friday, and then what day do you leave?
the 25th.
Like
so
a couple days?
4 days after.
Wow.
I think Wednesday's our first date. We're playing 2 shows in
Yeah.
DC on the 25th and 26th.
Starts on East Coast. How much? Okay, instead of saying how much stress is there, which is my first thing that pops in my head, I'm gonna say how much excitement is there.
Well, I mean,
You get your answer first.
I associate. Yeah, I think we talked about this in the podcast that's never gonna come out, but touring doesn't feel. Tour me doesn't feel like me when I'm off tour. They're 2 different versions of myself. I'm a lot more robotic and emotionally repressed, and a lot more in my stage self, and it makes it easier to deal with a lot of stressors because I just don't care. I just know exactly what I need to do. But so when I think about tour, I don't even think about it like it's a real thing. I think that part of me comes out the second we step into the car to drive to the first venue. But I'm really excited. I think this is the best I've ever been at playing music live. I think this is the coolest I've ever felt playing any
Nice.
music I've ever made.
Nice.
I also feel way more confident in my body and as a performer, and I really have a goal of being a bit crazier this tour,
Nice.
on and off stage. I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
The first 2 tours I was so stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
And I
just
think
like
this is gonna be it. I think we're gonna do great, genuinely, and I'm not just saying that to lie to myself.
No, I think it's gonna be like. I think the shows are gonna be really fun, and I think we're all like, obviously like the best we've ever been, but we all feel like much more comfortable with the songs. We've rehearsed so much more for this tour. I don't know, like we're rehearsing basically every day. We're gonna rehearse after this,
Wow.
for at least 3 hours, basically every day for the last couple of weeks. At least every day for the last week, but
Yeah.
for the last couple of weeks, just on and off. Like I said before, I'm still trying to figure out how to make me really love playing live music, just because there's so many things that go on in my head when I'm doing it. But I think I have a good game plan where I'm going to just be a lot more into my stage persona and like my character. Because I think like it's a lot better when you start thinking how you felt as a viewer seeing some of your favorite bands, or like just seeing a band that you didn't even know, but you were like, that's fucking awesome because like they were so powerful. And I think it's just like it's 99% about the presence, you know. It's not even about the music. If they like make you feel involved or make you feel like you're seeing something you haven't seen in a really long time or you haven't seen ever, it becomes a good live set. And so I'm gonna try and just like focus on what younger me going to like new music thought was inspiring or thought was exciting. But I'm excited. I know it's going to be really, really good, and it's going to be such a cool opportunity to be able. Like, I'm very grateful to have the opportunity.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Also, it seems cool that it's like has to do with the moment you guys are having. It's not like you were sitting around and randomly you're going to go on tour. It's like hitting up with a moment. It's like lining up with a moment that's like cool. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to go to Europe or anything, or is it just?
No plans right now. We're thinking maybe London in January. And maybe doing like a couple shows then.
Oh, like a couple headlining London shows or something?
Maybe.
That's
I don't
cool.
know. Yeah, maybe like hopping on with some of our label's British, so like maybe some other label people. But I'd like to. Just as like difficult to get people like within budget, like to London, to Europe or whatever. But I don't know. I think if this is going to be really physically taxing on me, and I'm going to need like rest.
Yeah, I can't even think about that.
Yeah, I feel like I've been thinking about that also. Like, how am I going to be able to? Because I get so like sharp in my brain when I'm like everything becomes so
wired.
I just get wired. And I am trying to figure out a way that I can let go a little bit and have a point. Because I was like, on the first 2 tours, I was like, no weed, I'm in work mode. No drinking, I'm in work mode. I like
completely
can't let go. And
stone cold sober.
Yeah, and it made me sad outside. But even my performance, I think, was significantly hindered because, you know, people drink before shows because they get more fun when they're drunk. And I think I would be more fun and I would enjoy myself more. So like, I'm trying to change the way that I went about it.
Yeah, I wanna have fun too. I've always been a big no drink, no drug person. Yeah. And I still think I'm always probably gonna lean that way, but I turned 21 the first day of tour, so no more fake IDs.
What a Jesus Christ! That's like an accident waiting to happen. I feel like it's like so dangerous.
I want to celebrate my birthday too, because my last 2 birthdays have been horrendous.
Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. The birthday is such a challenge.
It's such a challenge, and it's the big 21.
Dude. Mike, and also, actually, so it's gonna be DC for 20. I guess DC's a little. DC is whatever. Would have been cool if it was New York or.
Well, we are in New York like the day after my birthday.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, also, do you guys want to throw a party here after the show?
Oh yeah.
Because I was wondering if anything's happening. I feel like it'd be so fun, and we have such a big spot. We've been wanting to throw a party. I was like, that's a good enough event to like throw a party after. We can take everything out of that room. I mean, I don't know if it'd be like a lot of people, but basically we could fit a shit ton of people downstairs.
Do you want to do after the 21st one or after the
21st?
I didn't even think of that. On Friday? I wonder if the Friday show is enough of a party at the venue. That's probably more fun than coming here. But if there's like no plan for like post the Brooklyn Steel show, like this could go crazy in here. We want to get like a DJ corner going.
Oh my god, should we announce to the entire sold out Brooklyn Steel guys?
Drop the address.
Yeah, I won't dox, but yeah. Come here, guys. Oh, lazy.
Yeah. I'm so stupid. I saw that. Like, I'm like, whoa, someone loves Avi so much. It's so stupid.
Memorial for Avi, and he's still alive.
Yeah. I brought these layers, but I probably have COVID or something. This reminds me of, I'm happy the album is coming out in fall. That's incredible. It's perfect timing. Was that just luck that it comes out in fall, or was that on purpose?
It was luck.
Yes. We've had it planned for months now.
Yeah.
Like, I think the date's been pushed a couple of times, but it's been this day for the last 6 months probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, we share our album release date with some very cool acts.
Really?
A little bit smaller than us.
Taylor Swift, Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah, so they're both dropping their records.
They're definitely going to be overshadowed by us, but I mean, I wish them luck.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Taylor Swift released, I think it was Folklore at the same time we released Gave Him Mouth same
That's
day.
really weird.
So we're
Yeah,
kind of
she
in
loves
line.
us.
We're in line. It's just so weird because we keep on telling her like stop releasing it on our date.
I know, we call her Pro Tay.
Yeah.
I know you really want to do September 16th, but we're dropping the gaping mouth then, so.
And she was like, well, it's
It's just
please.
such a good day.
She's
I really
like,
want it.
please. And we were like, fine. We gave it to
Yeah.
her. You're welcome, Taylor.
That's crazy. For a second, I was like, "Are you guys kind of a combination of Arctic Monkeys and Taylor Swift?" Not exactly, but like, if it was like maybe
Not exactly.
That's how Pitchfork would describe us, a
True.
combination of Taylor Swift and Arctic Monkeys.
Oh God, are you like dreading reviews or excited about reviews? You're already
I'm
pissed
excited.
off. Really?
Yeah,
I
I
like
feel
even
like-
reading hate reviews. I just
Yeah.
love reading something that feels passionate. I don't want anything that feels clocked in.
Yeah, that's
or
sad.
middle of the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like also this is like our most legitimizing work, like piece of art. I think it's like the best thing we've ever done. So I think that seeing these reviews will help. It doesn't really matter what they say. It's just the fact that they're there. It's like, yeah, people took us seriously, and
Yeah, for
people
sure.
Gave us
reviewed our
the
last
time.
one, which was awesome. But I was like, whoa, that's great because it gave me mouth. Like, I'm so proud of it. But it felt so. I
It
don't
felt
know.
surreal, honestly.
Yeah, it was just like I didn't realize that other people would be listening to it.
Yeah, it's a wild moment. That's like I do exist. I'm a
Yeah.
real ass.
I make
person.
music, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. People
Easy to
listen it.
forget. Yeah. Cool. There's no like looming darkness. This is. I'm glad you guys are in a good situation. Good point. You know.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's always looming darkness. It's
Yeah.
just, when right before you're about to get into a situation, you have to be at your peak mental.
Yeah.
Into
You
something
gotta
that's.
try at least.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
feel like you're like getting ready for battle, kind of going into release and tour at the same time?
1,000%, yeah.
Option and I, we're both like mentally preparing, but also we just talked about, because I've been a big recluse ever since we moved back to New York, and I don't even know how many months we've been here, but this is the past 2 weeks or past week and a half is the first time I've been going out and socializing, which is the exact opposite of what I've been doing. I feel like I should be spending time by myself and resting, but I've just been staying out and meeting new people, and it's sort of awesome because I haven't been doing that.
Yeah,
But
I'm on the same wave.
I think
right
it's
now.
it's a different type of rest though, just having fun and not stressing.
Yeah,
But I'm still stressing. I'm just pretending I don't have things I need to do.
it's good because I think it means that you're feeling all right. If you're feeling all right enough to go out and want to see people, that means like mentally you are ready to do something really taxing, I think.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, because if I had the urge to stay at home a lot, that would probably mean that I'm not doing
freaking
great.
out.
Yeah,
It's the
Are they
first
good?
couple bites are weird. If you
I
like
really
on the
like
first
it.
bite, you might be the first person to like it on the first bite.
Yeah, I love it.
It's a long story. I have an uncle who sends me these nuts from California. I never asked for them, and he sends
I'll
me
take
a
these on
lot.
tour.
You guys should see if we go
No,
back
nuts.com?
downstairs. Yeah, nuts.com. You
Yeah.
hear about nuts.com? Did I tell you this last time?
No, I just saw it. I always see it when I come here.
Huge nuts.com family. For some reason, I don't hear from
nuts.com, guys.
Okay, first of all,
Nuts.com
for
family.
context, I'm eating blue diamond almonds boiled wasabi and soy sauce. I just had my first one ever, and it's really good.
Okay, yeah, that's not the context I needed.
Okay,
Because
no, so
nuts.com.
the only reason why I know nuts.com is every time I'm on Delta, they give me little packs of almonds, and it says nuts.com.
Oh.
Get 50% off your first order or something like
They're
that.
hooked
on
up
the
with
back.
Delta?
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
huge. I had no idea. I thought they were like small time.
No,
They
they're
were
big
a boutique
guys.
nuts agency.
Wow, they got the Delta hookup.
That's how I know what
that's big
nuts.com
league
is.
nuts.
That's
I just had a
really-
bunch of baby packs of almonds recently from nuts.com that I had from a flight that I've been saving.
Okay, can somebody explain to me what nuts.com is? I've been
We are
asking-
explaining it.
No, you didn't. What is nuts.com?
I can tell-
More what I'm wondering. Is nuts.com a service that provides you nuts monthly, or
Yeah, I
what
think
do
it's
they-
like subscription. Yeah.
Is there
yeah.
like it's like a nuts subscription thing, or you just like send? They have the nuts and they put it in a box and they give you the nuts. Like what is it? You just like
I think you tell them what you like, and they even send you like a sampler of like they really try to get your taste together, and it's basically like a magazine that you get every month.
yeah.
I
But
wish
it's
there was
nuts.
visuals to this podcast, honestly.
I know. The visuals might be Avi has a bunch of like VHS footage of people like playing pool at like Gold Sounds and stuff, And maybe for some of them, it's kind of you just like zone out, watch people playing pool, and it's just like people talking shit on audio.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up nuts.com right now.
But it's really crazy. For some reason, I have 2 family members that send me nuts unwarranted.
This is the best nut I've ever had.
There's a whole. I can send you home with a bag of
That's
this.
the best
I can send you home
nut
with like
you've ever
many
had?
bags.
No, I will literally cry.
You're
I'm so
gonna
happy.
you're gonna think it's kind of scary when you see it. There's one drawer in this house that is all this nut.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
This is the best nut ever.
So really, it's like wasabi peas.
It's
You should
so
try a fresh
good.
one. This one's like maybe a couple days old. You should
Oh
try
my God.
fresh, open, crack it open. Shit, let me try some.
Party
The thing is, they
favors.
get addicted. Your mouth kind of like gets addicted to the feeling of the like your sinuses getting all weird and stuff.
I mean, they're fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I'm looking at nuts.com right
The
now.
almond quality itself is just so good.
Yeah, true. I mean, how you guys feel? You think we did good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel great. I think it's perfect.
I think we really did a good job.
Yeah.
I think we killed this one.
That was
This felt
really crazy.
solid. This
Yeah.
felt great. I think
This one felt better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, yeah. I really wonder how, like, the pros do it. I mean, I really don't even know. I don't even really listen to podcasts. I don't even know who does. Do you guys listen to podcasts?
Yeah, sometimes.
It's good to have a podcast that's like
No context. No, you're not copying people. We should do a visual aspect at some point.